How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Crafting Cars. In today's video, we're going to be dropping the transmission in this 1994 Acura Legend LS. So we're going to start by disconnecting the battery, removing the strut bar, and unplugging the vacuum control box and lifting that up and out of the way. So the reason we're getting this up out of the way is so we have better access to the transmission bell housing bolts. So now we'll disconnect the transmission sub harness and the bolts holding on the dipstick. You'll see that there is a little 10mm bolt where it goes into the transmission. There it is. I should be able to jimmy this out of here now. So that was the easiest bell housing bolt. We got a couple more to get to. Got one right there, one right there, and one right there. Now these are the kind of jobs where the specialty tools kind of come in handy. So this is a 3/8 and 1/2" combination ratchet here. It's got a little bent offset to it, and I'm using a shallow socket. So without those, I don't know how I'd be able to loosen these bolts up. Promise I'm not trying to throw these on the ground. I can barely get my hand in here. Don't let your mom watch this part. All right, the other ones I think I'm gonna wait till I get the Y pipe off. Now those Y pipe nuts can be a little tricky to get to. You're gonna need a couple extensions. Why is she moaning like that? There's one. 2. 3. That's 4. 5. And 6. And while we're down here, we got to take off this big old catalytic converter too. Along with the cat, a lot of this heat shielding is going to have to be removed too. A lot of little 10mm bolts. This car is like it's like an onion, you know? It's all a bunch of layers. There we go. Before I forget, let's drain that tranny fluid. When putting the plug back in, make sure you use a new sealing washer. Now I'll disconnect this harness here. Cut the zip tie, holding it to the transmission lines. We'll disconnect these ATF lines. Trying to tie these up out of the way here. Oop. Then we got to remove this black shift cable cover here. Now we can see our shift cable. We're gonna have to pull it off the transmission, so you're gonna have to remove that 10mm bolt right there. Just gotta bend those tabs out of the way so you can turn it, and then you got a 10mm bolt right there. There's one more right there. You also gotta disconnect the shift cable guide. Gotta bend the heat shield back a little bit to get at this 12mm bolt. Then you can disconnect this. Now we'll remove this plate right here. And those longer bolts held up the steering rack, so you're gonna wanna put those back in. Next, we'll remove the rear transmission mount. That is my whole body weight. Whew. Now we'll remove this extension shaft bolt. Make sure the car's in park. It's a 1/2-inch drive. We'll use a 1/2-inch breaker bar. There we go. Now we got to pull the extension shaft out of there. How I'm going to do it is using an M8 by 1.25 stud, a couple of washers, stepped up to a big washer, 2 nuts to lock them in place. Then I will thread this little homemade assembly into the extension shaft. I'm going to use this big flat pry tool, get it under there, and pull it out. Looks like we've got access to another bell housing bolt. We can now also get at those other bell housing bolts on the driver's side. Now we get those last 2 bell housing bolts out of there. They're a little tricky to get out because the power steering rack kind of gets in the way. The one on the passenger side, you can get out with a open end 17mm wrench with just a lot of brute force. Maybe you got to put a breaker bar on the end of it. This one, however, is kind of behind the power steering rack there, so you got to come in from all the way over there with an extension. I had to use this big serpentine belt tool with a 1/2-inch swivel and 17mm socket to get that one off. Next, we're going to put a jack under the transmission to support its weight while we remove the left and right transmission mounts. Now we'll remove the engine stiffener. We got 3 12mm bolts. We got one right there, and then one kind of hidden back in there. Next, we got the flex plate cover, just 3 10mm, one there, and then one up into the left there. And once you get that bolt head where you need it, go ahead and put your offset ratchet on there and smack it really good to get that bolt broken free. There you go. And that should be everything. Man, that was a lot of steps, so thank you guys for sticking around. Now it's time to back this tranny up off the dowel pins and slowly lower it down. Whew.
I'm gonna try to clean the bathroom upstairs a little bit.
Okay.
Because obviously I normally do it on the weekends, but everything's probably kind of busy.
Yeah.
And I need some time today, and I don't have anything to technically do today, so I'm gonna get a couple of other chores done.
All right. Oh, we are close, guys. Woo! There we go. Let's get some better lighting in here for you guys. Everything was disconnected all right. Let me just slide it down onto the towel. How heavy could it be, right? Pretty heavy is the answer there. It'd be pretty heavy. This would probably be a challenge if I wasn't the strongest man on earth, but we got it. What a pig. There she is. We did it.
You did it?
We did it.
Yay! You're sitting on it. Oh, you're shitting on it, actually. Alright.
Go ahead and pick it up.
No thanks.
Man, that was one heck of a project. It would probably be a little easier with the transmission jack. I just welded up some scrap steel and painted it red, tapped it and bolted it to my regular floor jack, and that worked out all right. But yeah, a regular transmission jack would probably help out a little bit. So I suspected my rear main seal was leaking. That's pretty common. But as you can see, it's nice and dry under there. What was actually leaking was this little guy. This is, I believe, the pinion seal, or maybe differential seal. So that was dripping down, and it was leaking kind of right about there. So that's the seal I'm going to replace. While I'm in here, I'm actually going to replace all the seals for the transmission just so I don't have to do this job again. So this project is definitely doable. It's a little bit challenging. Like I said, it took me about 8 hours. But if you got a good variety of tools, especially like your sockets, ratcheting wrenches, like low profile sockets, offset ratchets, stuff like that, you should have no issue. I only used power tools a couple times just for zipping out bolts. I just used my M12 Impact. Other than that, it was all hand tools. So yeah, not bad. This video might be a little long, but I try to include as many details as possible, so it's a step-by-step guide for you guys if you want to do the same job yourself. It's really up to us to keep these legends alive, so that's all I really gotta say about that. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!